January 1 means new beginnings for all of us. And for 2025, new beginnings and new life from works that were put out into published works in 1929, which have now entered public domain in the United States, allowing them to be used freely and repurposed without permission or copyright payment to Homans. Now, we've had discussion before. We're talking about Tintin and Popeye. And this is actually something that really is interesting because Tintin, of course, introduced by a Belgian artist. However, because of copyright laws in various places, they expire in different places. So example, Tintin does not enter public domain in the European Union until 2054 because of their copyright laws are different. In the United States, if you love you some Tintin, Tintin is all up for you. And of course, various issues of what's actually in public domain. We talked about earlier for Winnie the Pooh a few years back, which went into public domain, but it's the original Winnie the Pooh, which is why it's not the Disney version of it. And of course, for Disney, they got caught letting Steamboat Willie get loose, but not the current Red Pants Mickey Mouse. So there's that. However, some real noticeable work coming out, including the possible Popeye, Blood and Spinach. But what's really come out is some actual books, actual literature that are, in most cases, cornerstones of Americana, cornerstones of literature itself, which now can be used, most likely just published on Amazon as a free book for someone to make money off of in most cases. But in some cases, you can rewrite, reuse, repurpose stuff without having to pay anyone any rights. Starting off with A Farewell to Arms by Ernest Hemingway, which is the part autobiographical story, a novel about an ambulance driver in Italy during World War I, cornerstone of American literature. Basically, everyone who's got their start into Hemingway start with A Farewell to Arms. It is now free use, more or less. Also, William Faulkner's The Sound of Fury, which is the modern stream of conscious style of book. Where basically we get this from, it explores the decline of a Southern family, regarded as one of Faulkner's masterpieces. From John Steinbeck, A Cup of Gold, which is his actually first novel about a pirate, Henry Morgan's pursuit for wealth and power in the Caribbean, historical fiction and adventure mixed together. And another one that got missed out in some of the early editions of Talk. Virginia Woolf is now dealing with this as A Room of One's Own. The extended essay that's become a landmark of feminist literature is now available for publishing and repurposes by whatever. Woolf argues in this book women's intellectual and financial independence. Start looking for the Dave Ramsey version of it anytime soon. Now, this is not necessarily a farewell to all sanity because in most cases, you won't see the really bastardized version of these things out there because internet and things like that. But some people will make a play for the things that are be really, really hot and heavy. As we said before, Pooh, Blood and Honey, and the few things it did with Mickey Mouse. And so it looks like the sort of land grab, gold rush that is getting things out of public domain and using them for salacious stuff is probably going to die down for a bit. Maybe they'll do some Popeye weirdness going forward because that's something that's obvious. But the big thing to look out for, if you will, are very poorly reproduced books, counterfeit books being written by, produced by, CGI'd, AI'd by various people on the internet on your Amazon feed that you think is the real deal that's going out to someone else for a cheap copy, cheap rendition. That's where things are going to be in play. So look out for, bootlegs of Faulkner, I guess, out there in the world, and be prepared for more things. And as we get closer to next year, 2026, the things we'll argue about going in public domain at that time.